following content is brought to you by Social Inform Media.
This one is brought to us by MSN.com. And this is the one that everybody's been waiting on. This is it. Sentencing. Remember Ahmaud Arbery, the guy who was innocently running through town and he saw them working on a home and said, "Hey, wow, this is neat." And then they killed him. Well, apparently they're going away. Now, the father and son convicted of murder Ahmaud Arbery were both given an additional sentence of life in prison on Monday on federal charges of hate crime, while their neighbor was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Now, a judge also required that Travis and Greg McMichael, father and son, and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan serve their sentences in state prison, not in federal prison as had been requested by their attorneys. Their attorneys wanted them in federal prison so that, maybe nothing could happen. Maybe they could be like, Sweet 16, SUITE. Instead, they're going to be Sweet 16 SWEET in the shower. Remember? So they're going to be in state prison, which commonly is a lot rougher than federal prison. Like they're, oh boy, like look out. They're doing big time. U.S. District Judge Lisa Godby Wood said during Greg McMichael's sentencing, "The young man is dead. Ahmaud Arbery will be forever 25. And what happened, the jury found happened because he's black." So basically I had to process that for a second. She's basically saying that because he was black, these three guys targeted him, and she's saying that's what the jury found. What happened to him happened because he's black, which I believe. I mean, the way these guys were acting. Michaels and Bryan, who are all white, were found guilty in February on federal hate crime charges in the killing of Arbery, a black man who was, again, running through the neighborhood. The defendants confronted him. That was in February of 2020, so it took a little over 2 years to get this sentencing. They were all convicted of federal charges against them, including hate crimes, attempted kidnapping, and the use of a firearm to commit a crime. Now, prosecutors sought life sentences for all three men. Bryan, remember, was the guy that recorded it and then tried to play the innocent. "Oh, I recorded this happening." And then they found out that, he was involved. Goodby Wood, however, said she thought it was necessary to distinguish Bryan from the McMichaels, in part because, unlike his neighbors, he did not bring a gun with him when the men chased Arbery. She said, "It is not lost on the court that two men brought guns to that situation that had their worst effect, and you weren't one of them," speaking to Bryan. However, she said, still deserving of an awfully long sentence. Yeah, because he did nothing. Just stood there and recorded it. Then remember they shot him with a shotgun, and it was bad. All bad. Judge Wood said to Bryan, "By the time you serve your federal sentence, you'll be close to 90 years old. But again, Mr. Arbery never got the chance to be 26. I determined that the sentence imposes a very lengthy summary, and it is one that has been earned." Now, prosecutor Tara Lyons called the sentencing hearings the end of at least one chapter in an excruciatingly painful journey for Ahmaud Arbery's family, for his community, and for an entire nation that has wept for Ahmaud. Now, he was killed also, remember, he was killed in February of 2020, at the time when, in March, Breonna Taylor, in May, George Floyd. And then the nation was just like, you know what, we've had enough. This is it. We're burning this sucker down. And everybody took off. There you go. That's the summer of 2020. Will forever be remembered in history books. Through Amy Lee Copeland, Travis McMichael's attorney, asked during his sentencing that the judge allow her client to serve his sentence in federal prison because she said he had received hundreds of threats and would probably be killed in state custody. Wah! Huh? Let's play the violin for him. I'm getting death threats. Yeah, what about Ahmaud Arbery? He didn't get a death threat. He just got killed. A.J. Balbo, an attorney for Greg Michael, told the judge he was medically not fit to serve his sentence in state prison. Well, we'll see how... yeah, I'm not going to go there. But I know some people are going to comment, because I've got these comments before, where people say, look, man, you're supposed to say neutral when you're doing these things. No, my news basically has a viewpoint, basically has a side. I'm not one of those, like, you know, on KTLA 5 Morning News or KABC Eyewitness News or what have you, that's giving you the news. I'm taking a side. I always take a viewpoint or a side, and then I let you decide whether you agree with me or disagree with me. It's fine to disagree. I'm all about free speech. Served in the U.S. Army. So I served for your right to call me a knucklehead. I gave you the right to do that. Both Copeland and Balbo said they were concerned about an investigation by the Department of Justice into inmate violence in the Georgia state prison system. Well, they're going to be violent now. They're going to be violated now. The prosecution and members of Arbery's family asked that McMichael serve their sentences in state prison. Arbery's family, they knew. Put those suckers in state prison. Let the Woods take care of them. No, not the Woods. The Woods are probably going to try to protect them. Now, Travis McMichael, whose sentence is life plus 10, declined to speak before the judge announced her decision. He was just like, go to prison. Yeah, so you guys are out there yelling, get him, get him. And that's what they're going to be yelling at you in the shower.